Many of us want to start their career in the software industry in some role, but software industry is an ocean and it offers many roles, many job profiles, many positions, right? Like web developer, software tester, data science, and many more. But as a fresher, you will be having a many questions in your mind: where to start, what technology you want to learn, what job profile you want to choose, and many more. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Coding Guy, and here in this series I'm going to clear all your doubts about what is a software programming or coding, and how to learn programming or coding, how to start your career as a software developer, what is a web development, and how to become a web developer or front-end developer. I will be answering all these questions in the series, and be with me. Let's get started. Before understanding all these questions, okay, first let's understand how computer works generally. In our daily life, we will be using a many gadgets, many electronic devices like a computer, right? Laptops, MacBooks, mobile devices, and many things. So we will be giving inputs to the computer through the keyboard or through the voice messages. Okay, so that input computers will understand. Based on the input which you are giving to the computer, it will generate the output. So inputs means whatever you are typing through the keyboard, that we call it as a input. That is a simple. Okay, so computer needs only one thing, that is a proper input. If computer understand your input, it will give the output. Let's say you will go to the browser, right? You will go to the Chrome, and if you want to search for some website like a Flipkart to order something, you will just search for Flipkart and it will give a results. That is what your input is. Okay, you are giving a input like a Flipkart, and the computer is generating a output. The list of the website is a Flipkart, that is a output. So that is a input, and output is the instruction which you are giving to the computer is from the input. We call it as a instructions, or the set of instructions. Okay, so this is how the generally computer works. Now let's understand what is a software is. Software is a set of instructions and which are used for operating your computers. So in our daily life we use many softwares, right? Let's say you are just going through the computer and opening some website to browse through. Also in your mobile devices there are many applications which are installed like a Flipkart, Amazon, Netflix, or many things. So all this we call it as a software, and all these softwares made up of with the set of instructions to feed to the computer, and that is for our use. Okay, so this is how the software and computer works together. But how we are humans, right? And how do we communicate with the computer through the software? Let's understand that. Before understanding this, let's understand first how do we communicate with each other. In a daily life we will communicate with many people, right? And let's say if you want to ask some cup of tea to opposite person, there will be a opposite person and you will ask, hey please give a cup of tea, so that other person will understand, the opposite person will understand your message, and he will feedback to you, right? So it is kind of a sender and the receiver. Sender means you who wanted to transmit your message, and receiver is who is receiving your message and communicating the feedback to you. So to have the proper communication between the sender and the receiver, there should be a proper medium, right? How that happens, okay, how the communication will happen in below mechanisms. Let's say we should have the common language between the two people to communicate. Let's say if two persons having a common language called English, okay, so they can easily communicate. Let's say person A is having a language English, and person B don't know the English. So it is very difficult between them to exchange the messages, right? So they should have the common language to exchange their messages, and they can speak, right, through the common language. Also they can use the body language, and they can use the facial expressions to exchange their messages, also through the eye contact. So these all the scenarios as humans we will use to communicate with each other, right? But how we generally communicate, how we will communicate with the computer? As a human, you need to understand the computer to give some instructions to the computer, right? But computers don't understand anything. Okay, if you say to the computer, hey, please give some cup of tea, it cannot understand that, and it cannot serve you back, right? But for the computer world, everything is just a yes or no type of answers. It only understand two things, that is a yes or no. Okay, it don't understand any other single word. But and computer, that yes or no values will be 0 or 1s to the computer. Okay, computers only understand these two values, that is a 0 or 1, and none of others are computers and don't understand. Let's say 2, 3, 4, and these numbers and the words, whatever the words and whatever the languages, whatever it is, computers don't understand anything except 0 or 1 value. 0 means no and 1 means yes to the computer. Okay, by using these two values, okay, we can communicate with the computer. Okay, and these units we call it as a 0 or 1, we call it as a bits. Okay, and this sequence or the combination of these two we call it as a binary language to the computer world. Also, we can use these sequences to represent anything. Let's say if you want to represent hello to the computer, this is how computer will understand, this is how computer will translate this hello. Okay, this is the combination of 0 and 1s. If you give this combination, computer will understand, okay, this guy is saying a hello to me. Okay, this is how computer understand whatever you wanted to give instructions to the computer, it will just understand in the zeros and ones. But we are humans and we cannot understand zeros and ones, right? We only knows the values of zeros and ones, but we don't know. Okay, the combination, if this is a big sequence, it is very difficult for us to understand. So there is a requirement for us to have a medium between you and computer. That medium, that translator, we call it as a programming language. Okay, programming language is a translator between you and computer, and who is translate your messages to the computer and computer messages to you. Okay, this is how computer and human can understand each other. Okay, the programming language is nothing but it will be having a simple English words. Okay, and we knows many programming language nowadays, that is a JavaScript, Java, Python, C language, PHP, and many more, right? So in this series we will be focusing on which language suits for which, and how you have to choose the language, and in which area you have to choose. All these queries will be resolved in the series. Okay, then we also hear the word called the coding, right? Many times we will hear the coding. Let's say if you want to discuss with your friends, if you go and ask your friend that I want to get a job in the IT industry, they will say just learn coding, then go to the industry. So these type of words you will hear many days, right? Coding, programming, and all these things. So what is a coding? Let's understand now. Coding is nothing but it is a computer programming. Whatever we have seen in the previous slide, that is a coding. Okay, means you are with the programming languages, you will write a coding. Writing a code is nothing but creating a set of instructions. With the programming means, with the code means, you will be just creating a set of instructions to feed to the computer what to say and what not to say. Okay, so with your code you will tell the computer that you have to say this, what to do and what not to do, and how to behave. So all these things you can say through the coding to the computer. Okay, so this is a skill. The coding is a skill, and which make you to write software applications and data processing and many more applications which we are using in the daily life, like this. So now we can create all these applications by using coding skill. Okay, now how to learn coding and what programming languages you need to understand, and you need to learn. These questions we will answer in the next video. Thank you and stay for updates.